Friday afternoon. It's the 23rd of June. It's 5:30 p.m. About an hour into the London session. We'll just go to TradingView. We'll do the US 30 first. We can see that we are overall still in an uptrend, but as we will zoom in, we will see that currently the movement is bearish. So you can kind of get a hint of that at the moment. But when you do come down into this to this here, you can see that the ribbon has actually gone bearish and we've broken this structure here. So you can kind of just see that difference between the 4 hour where it still seems to be bullish or just changing over to quite significant. So yeah, we've had nearly a week's worth of bearish action, filling all of this this one day, this big movement, so to speak. But yeah, if we go to the 1 minute where I'm looking to be taking my trades, I want to be selling and being with trend. And so if I can get in, anywhere around this zone here, that's going to be quite nice. We can see that that's obviously somewhere that I've missed, but anything between there and above that, between here and here, is going to be money, I would say. So anything like that, that's kind of what we're looking at, and dragging it down to the median. So anything in that zone as a buy, as a sell, and essentially just buying around the river. So nothing before the river. We can see that this just touched perfectly. If we go to MT5 on the history, that's exactly what I've just done today. So just a nice $300, as we can see there. It's perfectly touched. Just zoom that in. It's a nice trade, and yeah, just taking a little bit of money. That's all that was. So nothing crazy. I'm expecting this overall to push down to the downside. So we've basically just gone just below that into the river between the first and the second bank, and then just a return roughly with this median line here. So I don't want to take too much because it may not go through. So back to TradingView. That's kind of what we're looking at today for our buys and sells on the US 30. For the British pound, uptrend. We can see that little correction there already. British pound on the 4 hour, very similar to the US 30. We can see that overall we're in an uptrend, but this ribbon is getting a lot closer to the point where it's almost touching each other. And so it's we are having quite a bit of news. On the 1 hour, it has actually changed over to quite bearish. And very quickly, we'll go to Forex. We can see that we actually have news in exactly half an hour. So basically 15 minutes before, I'll make sure that I don't have any trades on and let that go through. Give it 10 minutes, and then we'll either see some sort of direction down or up. So that's kind of what we're banking on there. As for buys and sells, very similar situation to the US 30. I want to be looking around this median area to this area of interest even. It's kind of in this zone here. You can see that peak that's already gone there. Anywhere in that zone to be selling and to be dragging down. Kind of like that, and then layering in between kind of like one Sorry, that can go over here. And I mean, this is the previous day's median, and I don't see it going any further than that. So that's kind of like the layering and the spacing that I'd be looking at, and that would be coming all the way down to this median here because we're trading with trend there. So there we go. It's kind of similar to that. As for buys, taking essentially half the profit, looking at being around the river and just taking a little bit. That's kind of what we're doing. Just to show you the same sort of thing of what we got going on with the British pound. We can see that I've got my first entry here right on the river, and my sell is in line with this peak here, which lines up with this quite nicely, and then the second one lines up with the bottom of this median and this horizontal line that I've got set up. If it does pierce through that and breaks through, I'll be looking at kind of this as my third entry, which kind of puts us, if we take this horizontal line down, that kind of takes us into this zone here. It's kind of like there. That's kind of the three zones, 1, 2, and 3 that we're looking at. So whether that happens or not, unsure, but we'll check in tomorrow to see how everything pans out. Thanks. Have a good one.